Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our third video for the third page of correcting your quiz. So what we're working on now is inverse functions, and you're going to go ahead and find the correct answer for each type of function and 1 extra point for the work for your algebra. I'm going to go ahead and move this down so that all of our answers show on one item. Okay, so your very first is graphically. So once you graph that line, you're going to go ahead and find some good points on that line. As you can see here, I have 0, 6, 2, 2, and 3, 0. So all you have to do is swap those points, kind of like we have in the table here, and graph those new points, and then add that line for those new points. So once again, you're graphing your line, and then you're swapping the points and drawing your new line. So that's how you get your point graphically. For your table, same situation, only we're writing down just the ordered pairs. So inverse means we switch our x and our y for our table. So our 0, 6 becomes 6, 0. Our 2, 2, once again, if we swap it, they're the same. That's why that's their point of intersection, is still 2, 2. And finally, the point on our original function 3, 0 switches to 0, 3. The one that we're really focused on, this one's worth 2 points, is algebraically. So what we do to solve this problem is we simply switch out your x and your y. So this becomes x equals negative 2y plus 6. You're then going through and just solving for y to find your new equation. So we're going to go ahead and add 2y to both sides. That leaves us with 2y plus x is equal to 6. Then we're going to subtract x from both sides, and that leaves us with 2y equals negative x plus 6. And then we finish isolating our y by dividing everything on both sides by 2. So that leaves us y is equal to negative x divided by 2 plus 3. So that one's worth 2 points. The rest of them are worth 1. Okay, now we worked on changing and function transformation. So this is worth 6 points, 1 for each correct equation and 1 for each correct graph. So for problem number 9 here, it says to move 3 to the right. When we're moving to the right or the left, we put parentheses around and keep it within the x. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and we have the equation y equals parentheses x plus 3. And that's going to go ahead and move our item to the right. Now we flip over the x-axis, and we're going to simply make that a negative. Notice there's no parentheses. If we had parentheses, it'd be staying exactly the same. And finally, we have negative x minus 4. And notice that our minus 4 is on the outside. So when we move up or down, we just take whatever our parent function is, and then we don't put it around parentheses, but we put it on the outside. So 6 points for this problem. Problem number 13 is going ahead and solving inequalities. This is a throwback from our inequalities chapter. You're going to get 4 points, 1 for the correct answer, 1 for the work. So we're going to go ahead and solve. So we're going to solve it like a normal problem here. We're going to start by subtracting 4 from both sides of our equation. And that gives us negative 3x is equal to 9. We're then going to divide both sides by negative 3. And that is going to make y is greater than negative 3. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this graph real fast. So the reason it's greater than now is because of the fact that what happens here is when you divide by a negative, then it's going to flip the inequality. And if you remember, we talked about that. Here we go. We talked about that. Let's move this guy around. And it's going to be an open circle. So you're going to go ahead and get an open circle at negative 3. And because it's greater than, it's going to be moving to the right. There we go. That's our new good graph. So you get 1 point for the open circle at negative 3, 1 point for the right arrow, 1 point for the work, and 1 for getting the correct answer of x is greater than negative 3. So be careful. If you're finishing up by dividing or multiplying by a negative for inequality, you have to switch the inequality sign. Okay, that's it for page number 3, and we'll finish up with page number 4 in our last video of the day, which will contain our magic word.